In a land torn by war and ambition, one man believes power is meant to protect, not to dominate. This is the story of Brother Aurelian, a monk, a warrior, a dreamer, and this is his calling. In this mod spotlight, Aurelian will go from monk to knight to military commander to master of chivalric order and try to stay true to the path of his god. Welcome, esteemed viewer, to this epic adventure we shall take together. Good day, you bunch of absolute legends, and welcome to the Bannerlord Mod Spotlight for Team Ion Presents. Today we're diving into a character-driven journey using the My Little Warband and more importantly the ChatAI mods, the Mount and Blade Warband, among others. Our hero, Brother Aurelian, is no ordinary warrior. He fights only with blunt weapons, lives by a vow of faith, and dreams of forming a military order to defend the weak. To do this, he must be knighted by the King of Blandia, fund his order through honest means, recruit faithful warriors, and ultimately claim land to protect, and form the headquarters of his order. With an accelerated learning mod enabled, his journey moves faster, but not without its trials. Now, for the purposes of this mod, or this mod spotlight, I have gone and given Brother Aurelian, as he is called, a set of equipment that I think a lowly monk of his status would probably warrant. As you can see, it's all very simple stuff, and also simple weapons: a hunting bow, a shield, and a club, which is blunt. This weapon cannot kill. He also has a horse, and that's probably, in fairness, his prized possession. We have no troops to start off with, and for the rules of this Let's Play, unless I get a knighthood, I cannot carry more than 24 people in my party, including myself. That's a rule I've set myself. And I will also have rules as to how the story must progress. First of all, he has to get a knighthood. How he'll do this is probably by currying favors through the ChatAI mod, which I will explain in a moment, but first I think I should go into the mods that I actually have open at the moment, which we can find here. Better exception window is good for crashing. Better time, it speeds up time on the map if you need it. Butlib, I think that's just for management. The ChatAI settings is the big one. And what here is a custom global information. Also, you do need a thing called a program to run this, but it's in the description on Nexus. You can input instructions into your game. Like, I did a playthrough of the Realm of Thrones mod for Bannerlord, which makes it Game of Thrones, and I instructed the game to act as if it was in Game of Thrones. But in this one, I've written every culture has knighthoods for accomplished warriors. Knights are called Sir or Dame in Blandia, and you can change the voices and whatnot, and how many tokens. I think that means how many interactions you can actually have. This is another one for Mod Spotlight, because the purpose of the point is to show you an expedited version of gameplay in order to show you the mods. So what I'll be doing is I have this little cheat thing called times by 4. I have adjusted the values of mostly experience and learning. You see influence reward multiplier, the renown reward multiplier, things by 4, so that we'll have a expedited experience without it being too cheesy and not taking the game seriously. But this is just to avoid grind. As you can see, all these are set to 4. I think I may have please ignore the dogs that are in the background. I've traded selling price for 4, and I've siege building for 4, and I think somewhere I've done tournament. Yes, tournament maximum betting multiplier is also 4, but I may adjust that depending on needs. We also have a couple of other mods. Cheat, this is a global occurrence. This is you see how it says Aurelian day service? In Valandian culture, families, rather than de, like in French or Italian, it's day. That's what their surnames start off with. Global is if you want to apply this to everyone. Distinguished service enables certain troops in your party who achieve a high amount of kills in battle to get promoted to companions. Governors handles issues. It means the governors of your any holdings you have will actually solve any issues that come up or quests that come up in that holding for you. My Little Warband is a mod I will be using to create a custom roster of units who would be appropriate to a order of military religious knights who also have the ethic that they don't want to be killing anyone. So basically, all the weapons they have will be blunt, including the ranged things. Player settlement, that's something where you can create a settlement of your own, and it's not bad if you want to tuck a little fortress or something of your own in the corner of the map, and I may end up using that to create the fortress that I want as headquarters if it gets too difficult. Righteous execution, I haven't turned that off, but my character would never execute anyone. Aurelian is too moral for that, but it removes the penalty for being able to execute anyone, and these two are just mod configurations, so we don't need to worry about them. So the first thing I should do now that I've explained the mod is actually, well, I have 1,000 dinars, sorry, no influence because I'm a nobody. I have one troop, that's myself, and I have no food. Oh, I guess, and this is the morale, party morale, and that depends. You can actually, I could adjust that and give myself extra morale, but it's really your troops who suffer from morale losses. But let's go and have an interaction with somebody. In fact, I might... No, I can't. I don't have the money for it. I was going to say, I was going to cheat the game, give myself some money, and just make a little scene where I would offer the person a ungodly amount of money in exchange for a knighthood, but it would alt-tab out of the game because there's something going on with the cheat engine, and also I don't want to cheat. But let's just have an interaction. Okay. Meriton the Brewer.
I don't think I know you. Peace to you, stranger.
Yes, this game does have voiceovers. And so does the ChatAI mod. Okay, this is it. Chat with me. Let me think. This is what you want to say to the NPC, and the NPC will respond back with a message that is actually, appropriate to what you have said. And you can curry favor with people or relations if you're polite and respectful. And you can also go the other way. You can threaten people if you wish. And also a thing is, when you do it, it takes about a minute for the NPC to generate, the chat AI to generate the NPC's response. So, good day, good sir. I am Brother Aurelian, and I am looking for some work. Do you know of any jobs available? Now I'm just gonna pause the well, I'm gonna send the message, pause, and then I'll unpause once he responds. So he's thinking, just to show, it says my relation increased by 3, that's because I was polite. Anyway, back to pause. Okay, and he has generated his response. As you can see, it says I'm ready to respond now, so let's see what he says.
Well met, Brother Aurelian. A brewer's life is hardly one of grand adventure, but I do occasionally find myself in need of a strong back or a clever mind. Alas, at this moment, my casks are full and my deliveries are seen to. Still, Sargat is a bustling town. Perhaps the tanner or the smith could use a hand. Try your luck with them, good brother. Mayhaps the gods will smile upon you.
Okay, so you see, he didn't actually have a job, but if he did, he probably would have offered it. So we could say goodbye, but or we could type a response. But this is pretty good. So yeah, he doesn't have a job. Whereas if we went to this person who's a criminal leader, he would probably give us a job because that's what that exclamation mark is. So, I think I will go into the arena in order to demonstrate the learning abilities of, or the accelerated learning of the mods, the sliders that I adjusted. So I'm sorry for skipping all that dialogue, but oh, sorry. Like to participate in a practice fight, I'll do that. Alright, we're in a practice fight. This is, you can earn a little bit of money doing this way. Everyone is given a variety of weapons, I think, but basically it's last man standing wins, although you do get a prize if you kill a, or not kill, but knock out enough people. So you see, my athletic skill went up a little when I took those strikes. That's because I'm fighting on my feet and not on my horse. And also my one-handed, because I'm using a one-handed sword, is going up as well every time I strike. Now, it does that naturally in the game, but it doesn't, it's doing it 4 times as quickly because I'm using an acceleration mod to skip the grind. And I think that pretty much covers a basic introduction to what I want to do during the game. So what I might do is pause the recording and then come back after I've gained some skill, and we'll see. So I'll see you in a bit. So I managed to take down 9 opponents. My skills have gone up enough in some areas to well, to improve them. Now in this game, every 25, well, you see how it says 38? That's because I have 38 in the one-handed skill, or it goes up to 300, I think, is the natural cap, but with boosts and cheats, you can actually get it more. Now, I get to pick a perk, because every 25 skill that you get a perk. So, I get to choose either Basher or Wrapped Handles. Now, as you can see, the benefits of each are there. Personal means that it's just for you. Captain, it refers to, like, if you're a captain of a unit in a battle. So, what do I want? Wrapped handles, 25 handling, 30 handling to infantry in my formation. That does sound good. I'm going to go with wrapped handles because I think the benefit to, well, me, the handling is good and it's good for those in my party. And athletics, because I was fighting on foot and not on horse, that's something I can upgrade. So morning exercise, or which is +3 combat speed and +5 combat movement speed to troops in my formation, another formation-based one. And well built, 5 hit points and 5 troops, 5 hit points. Sorry, 5 hit points to me and 5 hit points to foot troops in my party. So it depends. Do I want speed? Speed for me and speed for my troops, or health for me and health for my troops? I think since I intend on making the bulk of my future army archers, I'm going to go with speed because, you know, skirmishing is very important. Now, as you can see, I have focus points. These are in accelerate. These are actually the in-game way to accelerate your learning capabilities for any skill that you wish. And these are attribute points. They go into your attributes, and that's another way of improving it. However, with the focus points, you get 1 for every level that you go up. As you can see, we're at level 2. I'm not entirely sure what the top of the cap is, but we're gonna. No, we've already got because I've done that learning multiply. We've already got one-handed. We're pretty good in, so I think we should invest in something we're not good in. Bow is probably a good idea. Athletics is definitely a good idea because we're going to be doing that. Stewardship is definitely good. I'm going to put 2 into there because the more stewardship skill you have, the better. Leadership is obviously good. It can get you. I mean, the more steward skill you have, the more troops you can lead. Leader is also good because it does something similar, but it's also more to do with how you lead. And smithing, self-explanatory. Trade is self-explanatory. Engineering is a specialized skill. Most of this can be seen in tutorials, and I probably don't have time to explain it all, but yes, I will pause the recording now and come back when I've got something interesting. Now, as you can see, this is a forest bandit party. There are bandits all in the map. There are even hideouts where they spawn from, and they can get reasonably large if you're on your own. Now, as we said, I can only have 24 people in my party. You can recruit troops from cities, but you can also recruit them from villages. Now, my character is going to play this smart and actually go to a village to recruit from, because he's not going to try and take bandits alone, even though there are 6 of them just there and we're just 1 person. Okay. Oh, oh, it's done this because, I have the My Little Warband troop go. You can switch between, see how it says native troops? That's the actual troops that are in the game, but you can also make custom troops, which I will be doing later. So right now, set it to native troops. If you want to change it to your custom, do that. Anyway, native troops it is. Because we're in Vlandia, our recruits will obviously be Vlandian, and it depends on what culture the settlement is. So, now we're going... Where did all them come from? Them? They? Yes, I think they is correct. We're going to recruit until we have the 24, and then we're going to go bandit hunting. So, back to the pause. Never mind. I couldn't get the 24 because I ran into these freebooters. Now, we could pay them off, but we're going to fight them. Because we do not back down. I think I will show you this battle, even though it's just 6 versus 8.
Under my orders!
You can issue orders for formations. I'm going to tell everyone to get into a shield wall. And I'm going to get off my horse because it's probably best if I fight with them.
Follow me!
Right. Now, I really hope they don't have... Yep, they have archers, and we don't. I'm the only one with an archer, with a bow, so... and I haven't done anything with my bow skills, so I'm just going to have to... Yeah, evasion is best. Well, we do outnumber them, so I think we're going to take the initiative. Yeah, you see how in the top right, it's showing green, and then it shows red. A green means one of your people, or you, made a kill. Or a wound. You don't have to kill troops in this game, you can knock them out. It's decided by RNG. If it's red, that means they killed one of you. Anyway, we managed to kill all of them. We only actually managed to physically kill 1 person. We knocked out 5 of them. We get 6 renown. That would be less if we didn't have the multiplier, and we have morale. Yes, gentlemen, it's good, isn't it? Okay, and we are going to take him prisoner because I think, well, even in his... Well, I'm sort of basing Aurelian's order on... sort of on the Catholic Church, but I think in... well, I've come up with, titles and things and hierarchy and stuff that, is separate to the Catholic Church, but that I'm sort of going with that sort of vibe. But yes, I think, well, technically you can't enslave people in this game. I was trying to avoid that subject, but you can instead do what's called ransom brokers, which we have prisoners, we go to the tavern, we ransom our prisoners. And how that works is that they will, a ransom broker will take them into their custody, and then they will basically keep them prisoner until they can provide their own ransoms. So it's not slavery, although technically it is counted under the roguery skill, which is why I gained 9 points in it. Anyway, I'm going to deal with all this and get back to it. So just onto a discussion of trade. We did loot some things in that last battle, so we can sell them. Obviously, I have the plus ×4 multiplier for stuff, because this would not be worth all that much. But yes, we're going to sell all our junk goods. We'll keep the food, and if we ever get horses, which would be amazing, we're going to keep those as well. So that's just a discussion. You just click on this button if you want to get something to transfer it to the other side, you just click on that. If you press shift, and you have more than 5, you can click 5 at a time. If you want to get rid of the whole lot, press control. And obviously it works the same around this. We do need food, and having a lot of different varieties of food is how you improve the steward skill, but we are also impoverished. So I'm going to get food from a village. I'll be back. So I have 20 people in my party, and that's the capacity. However, I wanted to show you something. If you go into Tavern District, you see that gentleman there? We can recruit him into our party as a companion. You obviously have to be able to afford the fee, because they always charge a fee, and you have to have space. Now he doesn't seem to have... Well, they have skills obviously, but sometimes they have skills you want, because if you go into your clan, all your companions come under your clan. These are the roles in the party: the quartermaster, the scout, the surgeon, and the engineer. Quartermaster is about, you know, providing for the troops. Scout is self-explanatory. Surgeon and so engineer, they are all self-explanatory. Engineers are siege engines. Anyway, you could have no companions and do all the jobs yourself, but it's not the ideal. So I'm going to dismiss one of my Vlandian recruits, and hopefully this will not come back to haunt me. It wouldn't be that difficult to replace that troop, but I'm going to see if he's willing to... Well, if I can afford him, first of all.
Yours is not a face I know. What is your name, stranger?
You can pause if you want to read this. You can choose to react really poorly to what they have to say, and they won't like you. Let's see how much he wants to charge. 711, we can afford that. 7-Eleven, I go there every morning to get coffee. We're gonna hire him. You can also outfit him, give him armor and equipment and whatnot, but really I just need somebody to help me with the workload. So I'm going to make myself the quartermaster, even though technically he's the person who could do it the best, and he shall be the scout. Surgeon and engineer will happen later. Right now, because we don't actually have enough people to fill it, it's me doing it. Anyway, back to the show. Back to the pause, sorry. Just unpausing, because now you can see we have enough troops for me to actually have a pre-battle formations page. I can get my little group of troops in order to well, I can give them commands before the battle actually starts to arrange themselves in a formation, or anywhere I want. I can tell them if they had bows, I could tell them to hold fire. So if you wanted to wait until the enemy got too close to you to be able to run away, for instance, you can do lots of stuff. It's all to do here. Anyway, I'm going to put myself... Actually... I'm going to put, what's his name? Vilmorand. I'm going to put Vilmorand as the commander of this, my little 19-man garrison there. Garrison is not the right word. And what I'm going to do is, on my horse, I'm going to run around and, you know, sort of do hit and runs. Alright, gentlemen. Actually, I won't show the battle, but I will unpause it when I get to the end. Pardon the dogs. Now you see, I managed to get myself knocked out, and that gives your troops a massive morale malus, as in a penalty. So, but it is technically possible for them to still win. Thankfully, the commander, Vilmoran, he's, well, my sub-commander, he is still fighting, so might not be bad per se. If you hold the tab button, you can see a breakdown of who's still alive and what. So they have 2 troops, they're both on horses, and we have our 12 troops. I mean, technically I only know they're on horseback because I can see them. Now I can fast forward it, so I will. The problem is, because they're on horses, they are going to do hit and runs. And it looks like my men haven't figured out that they should all stay up together. So I might lose this match. And Vilmorand is down. Stop dying, you cowards! Yeah, we're not winning this. I'm gonna have to go to my previous save, so the next time I'll fight more careful. Anyway, I'll be back. We did lose, and I was taken captive, and they do take some of your money, and they do take some of your stuff if you have it, but I'm gonna reload the save, so I'll be back. Is it fair to save scum? Probably not. But anyway, the save that I the autosave was actually before I got that guy I recruited, and so I had to recruit him and all the men and sell all the goods. But anyway, we found this hideout, and I think this is what I want to end the episode on. We've already discussed the how the chat AI works and whatnot. So I think we've covered the base, and we've covered well, combat and leveling up. And speaking of leveling up, I should level up all this stuff. I'll be back. And I'm back. So I'm gonna end with hideouts, because this is a lot of early game stuff. But also, what I will do is I think the last thing I will do is find a noble from Landia, which is I believe it's supposed to be based on Norman France in the Middle Ages. I will ask them for a knighthood, and I think it is actually technically possible to lie in this game using the ChatAI, because it's a good mod, but it's not built enough. Like when I was doing the Game of Thrones things, I had to do quests for people, and there were things the AI can generate conversations but can't generate content. So when Cersei says, "I need you to go to the Eyrie and retrieve this letter," I can go to the Eyrie, but I can't actually find a letter. I can't find there is no place for me to get it. So I just say, "I got you the letter," and she's like, "Okay, let me see it." I hand the letter over. She's like, "Cool." That's not exactly how it went down, but you know, it's good enough. So anyway, we are going to attack this hideout, and how it works is that you have a certain number of troops to go with you. It can be increased with perks. And what will happen is you'll have to duel the leader of the hideout at the end, unless you choose to have your men. Well, the leader of the hideout will have a couple of men with him. Sometimes, depending on how strong he is, he will have more, and how well entrenched the hideout is, he'll have more. Depending on the amount of troops you have and the quality, it may be best for you to let your troops handle it. But if you don't have that many, and he has more, and your troops aren't quite as good, and if you feel you can take the enemy boss in a duel, by all means, duel. It didn't occur to... well, no. If I'm going to make a save before I make this offer. Well, first I'm going to make two offers. I'm going to ask, can I have a knighthood? They'll probably say no. And then that'll be the actual canon thing. Or maybe I'll say, can I be considered for knighthood? Maybe make my intent. And then I'll make a fake offer on a save which I won't actually be incorporating into the game, where I'll pretend to offer some ridiculous sum in exchange for the knighthood, and whether he might say no, he might say yes, I'm not sure, but Derthert, who is the king of Landia, he even if he says yes, I'm not going to incorporate it into the game. I might have to bribe in order to get a knighthood, assuming that the instructions did work. But if I do actually choose to bribe in order to get one, I will actually give them the money as a bribe. So yes, I'll make it make sense. Because lying just is, unless it's necessary, it's not going to work. Well, it's not good for the gameplay is what I mean. So I think for the sake of brevity, I'm going to skip to where the boss comes. Unless this is the last guy. No, there's one more. I'm going to skip. Alright, we have killed all the people. They have the boss has 3 bodyguards, and he looks significantly better armored than I am. I can take him. Don't give him a chance to take his breath. Nice. And that's it. And because we took out the boss, these 3 guys surrender. One of our troops got wounded, but that's okay. Right, we get the prisoners. We get the loot. And we get out of here. Anyway, I'm going to sell all this stuff and then go and make an I'm gonna find where Dirthid is, who is the king, and I'm gonna ask to be considered for knighthood, and then I will make the alternative save where I pretend to bribe him for 1 million. I could, you know, some ungodly amount of money and see if the game is smart enough to realize that I'm lying. Anyway, see you in a bit. And here he is, the King of Landia himself. Now, let's make a save. Potential new slave slot is what I was doing when I was getting the scenes for the introduction that I'm going to include on all my videos. I'm actually going to take the time to try and edit the videos now. So let's approach, okay, let's, okay, we've got that, and we've got the potential new save slot. Actually, let's do the offer where I offer him millions first, because then I can go back and make it proper.
Stop there, stranger. I bid you peace. At least until I find out who you are, anyway.
This is awkward. I'm Dirthid, King of the Vlandians, Lord of Sargo and Galand. I'll remember your name. I hope so. Chat with me. I think. Your Majesty. This is gonna be a lie. Your Majesty. I am... What's my name? Aurelian. Of one of the most ancient and noble lines in all of Landia. This is also a good test to see if the game actually recognizes that there are knighthoods, because if it doesn't, this is not going to work. Of Landia. I really should have tested this before I started. I wish my dogs would stop. Just a second, I'm going to tell them to stop. Okay, I'm one of them. I have... let's go full on lie. I have served my family... Okay, let's go. We're gonna lay it on extremely thick. My family has served your most royal house since Landia broke away from the Empire. I personally have served you... I wonder if he's actually going to be smart enough to realize this is just hokum. I personally served you on 12 campaigns, conquered cities in your name, showed mercy to the weak, yet upheld... What? Have we run out of space? Yet upheld justice for those who would defy your Majesty. I humbly ask that I be knighted for my service to you, and I will grant you a mighty gift of 10 million dinars. Dinars as a tribute to our just as tribute. May I know your Majesty's decision. Okay. This is gonna be awkward. Well, because 9 is, because I showed a lot of respect to him, you see how it says the relationship increased by 9? That's, the most amount you can get from an exchange. Anyway, I'm gonna pause and wait until he comes back. Right, he's ready to respond. Let's see if he knows this is all some lies. Aurelian, your words ring with the valor.
Aurelian, your words ring with the valor I have witnessed firsthand. 10 million dinars is a kingly sum, a tribute indeed. Know this, your service has not gone
this
unnoticed.
is too good.
Rise, Sir Aurelian, you have earned this honor through blood and loyalty. May your sword ever be sharp and your shield strong in the defense of Vlandia. Now that you are a knight of Vlandia, I have a task for one of your skill. We know too little of the Sturgeons. I would have you ride swiftly through their lands, scouting their garrisons at Neviansk Castle, Cranerog Castle, and Reville. Tell me, Sir Aurelian, will you undertake this task for your king and for Vlandia?
Okay, obviously I'm not going to, this is not going to be part of the series. What I will do is, well, now that I know I can actually successfully lie and just get this through lying, what I will do is I will grind, even though it's accelerated grind, to the point that my character is what I consider to be skilled enough and have the equipment to actually, and an actual sum of money, probably around 10,000 dinars, maybe 20, something decent that would actually make a compelling tribute, and do this for real. But I just wanted to show you that. Also, you see how he said he has a task? That's because his character does actually have a task, but I noticed in my Realm of Thrones little playthrough I did, which was on my own, it wasn't recorded, in order for these tasks to progress, you have to actually go out of this, and yes, you go to this option in order to officially accept, because I'm not sure if the AI is quite good enough as giving you the quest, but yes. Anyway, now that we know that we can lie and get this at any time, we're going to go back. Oh, you will also notice that I took one of the armors off the people I killed and put it on because it was better than my robe. My civilian clothes, however, are still the same robe. So I'm just gonna... Oh, no, wait, he's right there. Okay.
Stop there, stranger. I bid you peace. At least until I find out who you are, anyway.
This will be the last thing of the episode. Okay, let's come up with a actual respectful thing. Your Majesty. I pay homage to you and kneel at your feet. And you can actually put in asterisks as like instructions. So yes, I've as far as he knows, I have knelt, and this is appropriate. I think, you know, if you were actually pledging your homage to a king or a queen, you would, if in medieval times, you would lay your weapon at their feet or present them with a gift. Okay, let's just review what I wrote. I pay homage to you and kneel at your feet. How would you say this humbly? Because my guy's got to be incredibly humble. Because, you know, that's a virtue. With great respect for your Majesty, I am Aurelian, not Australian, although I am Australian. I am Aurelian. I am a brother of the Order, what did I call it? The Order of the Sacred Dawn or something? In fact, let's just go with that. Of the Order of the Sacred... I'm a brother monk, probably, let's put that in as, that's probably a good thing to specify. Not brother O monk. I don't even know if the Order of Sacred Dawn is what I was going on. It's kind of, I just kind of have Oblivion on the brain, and they're the Order of the Mythic Dawn. Sacred Dawn, not Screed. Sacred Dawn. Yep, my spelling is off today, sorry. Sacred Dawn. I have a vision. Should he have had an actual vision from God? I have a dream to form... I have a dream. I have a dream to form a chivalric order of knights and brother warriors in service to the realm. I think I am going to actually pledge my fealty to him when I'm capable enough. So yes, I think it makes sense that I would say this is pledged, that this order is pledged to defend the weak and the realm. So defend the realm, your realm. Yes, that's probably a better way of putting it. In service to your realm, to defend poor and helpless. I have only just begun. I am I am a man of humble origins, Your Grace. Your Grace, I've got Game of Thrones on the mind. I'm a man of humble means. Majesty, but I ask only that I be fitted for a knighthood in order to legally lead armies in your name once I have proven myself worthy. I think that's fair enough. If I may be so, with great respect, Your Majesty, may I know what your answer. That's probably it, right? Yeah. I'm gonna pause and be back when. Actually, let's see. Do we get a bonus? Yep, that he likes it clearly. Anyway, let's. I'll come back. My dogs are bark. And he has responded. If he gives me the knighthood now, I'm just going to accept it and go. But I rather doubt he's going to give it to me right now.
Aurelian, rise. Your humility is commendable, and your devotion to the sacred dawn speaks volumes. While I have already bestowed knighthood upon you, I see now that you seek it for a purpose beyond personal glory. To lead an order of knights dedicated to the defense of the realm and the protection of the weak is a noble ambition indeed. Know this, Aurelian, I have a task for one of your skill. We know too little of the Sturgeons. I would have you ride swiftly through their lands, scouting their garrisons at Neviance Castle, Cranarog Castle, and Reville. Tell me, Sir Aurelian, will you undertake this task for your king and for Vlandia? It would serve as a fine proving ground for your leadership and a boon to our realm.
Well, that I was genuinely not expecting that, because I thought I would have to do what I did in the Realm of Thrones thing, where I had to do basically what TV tropes would call a chain of deals, where I had to do quests for Joffrey and Cersei and Varys and Baelish, and I had to prove Baelish guilty of treason in order to get a favor from Cersei, in order to get permission, well, not permission, but in order to get a knighthood off Joffrey. It took me 2 real-life days to do this, but, well, in one recording I have managed to get the knighthood, and like, technically I didn't commit a lie. So, well, that actually accelerates my plans quite a bit. So, well, okay, yes, I am now a knight. So, what I will do is... He only works with lords. Okay, that's fine. I would like to enter... we don't have enough... Yes, our clan rank needs to be 2 in order to become a vassal. Okay, well that's what I'll do next. I will work behind the scenes in order to get the clan rank. You get renown in battle, and that improves your clan rank if you get enough of it. I will do battles, and that'll all be off screen, so you don't get the grind until I'm level 2, then I'll become a vassal, and then I will carry on the next portion of the game. But anyway, technically we are a knight now, so Sir Aurelian. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. This has been a very extraordinary set of circumstances, and no matter where you are in the world, have a good day.